Shalom, and welcome to Israel Chadash,
your premier source for all things Israel. I'm Nathaniel Israelian.
And I'm Joey Senders, and we are your hosts for today. Let's get started. Over the weekend, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon announced the appointment of Deputy Chief of Staff Major General Gadi Eisenkot as the 21st Commander-in-Chief of the Israeli Defense Forces. Ya'alon said, and I quote, "I believe Major General Gadi Eisenkot is the right man to lead the IDF for the next few years. Major General Eisenkot has extensive combat and command experience, and he has noted significant milestones during his military service both in the field and in key staff positions. Throughout his service, Major General Eisenkot has demonstrated integrity and ethics, and he has always stood by his principles and opinions," end quote.
2 terrorist attacks occurred this week, luckily resulting in no deaths. On Monday, a female terrorist stabbed an Israeli civilian at Gush Etzion Junction in the northern Judean hills, wounding him lightly. Soldiers stationed at the junction saw the attack and opened fire at the terrorist, seriously wounding her. The attacker has been identified as a 20-year-old resident of the Palestinian town of Beit Fajar near Bethlehem. On Wednesday, a Palestinian teen walked into Rami Levi's supermarket in Ma'ale Adumim and stabbed 2 Jewish shoppers before being shot by an off-duty security guard. The 2 shoppers sustained light wounds to the upper body and head.
On Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu threatened to call for early elections and demanded that the rebellious coalition partners stop undermining him. After the meeting between the Prime Minister and Israel's Finance Minister Yair Lapid, early elections looked probable. The two disagree on key issues such as house reform and a controversial Jewish state bill. After the meeting, Prime Minister Netanyahu announced that he fired Finance Minister Yair Lapid and Justice Minister Tzipi Livni and will call for early election that would be held in March.
The UN General Assembly overwhelmingly approved an Arab-backed resolution Tuesday calling on Israel to renounce possession of nuclear weapons and put its nuclear facilities under international oversight. The resolution, adopted in a 161-5 vote, noted that Israel is the only Middle Eastern country that is not part of the Treaty for the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. It is called on Israel to accede to that treaty without further delay, not to develop, produce, test, or otherwise acquire nuclear weapons, to renounce possession of nuclear weapons, and to put its nuclear facilities under the safeguard of the UN International Atomic Energy Agency.
Police closed off Highway 90 to Eilat after an oil pipeline burst around 12 miles north of the city on Thursday night, spilling millions of liters of crude oil and prompting serious environmental concern for the entire area. The Environmental Protection Ministry described the spill as, quote, "one of the worst cases of pollution in the history of the state and will take months, if not years, to rehabilitate the nature reserve," end quote. The oil spill reached one of the most important nature reserves in the Arava area, the Evronon Reserve, home to the world's northernmost Doam palm trees and a significant gazelle population. Well, that's all for today. I'm Joey Senders.
I'm Nathaniel Israelian.
And you stay classy, Mizrachi.